Hello there and welcome to my channel. This is Kate in the Nest and I'm very excited to have you here for this update on the Betty quilt. So many of you are aware that I have been away in Melbourne, but now I'm back. It's been so much fun to pick up some of my other projects, and because it's about to turn November and I'm giving this to my mum for Thanksgiving, I thought I better do an update on where I am. I don't think my little cake stand of cottons may last, but we will see. Okay, so what have I done since last time? I have stitched all the blocks together, and again, it is hard to show you the laid out form, but I did take it to the green door the other day and laid it out. So top left, the middle panel with this beautiful blue bird, Mum and Dad's pillow slip. In the center is Rachel's fabric, and layer upon layer all over the place. And on top of it, I've actually added a beautiful embroidered doily that my son, i.e. my mum's grandson, picked up as he moved from an op shop, as he moved from Melbourne to here. So I have told him that by finding that, he has contributed to this piece of work. So really hard to lay it all out for you. This is the bottom. Here's the cat with the trendy colours over the chair, and the bottom left is the quilt shop. So I've added lots of little bits and pieces, and all that's left before I really start to embellish is a few pieces of blanket still showing through. I still want to leave hints of this dusty pink. There's Mum's half slip, but this is a bit that I'd like to work on this afternoon with you. And with that in mind, I've got this piece of Rachel's fabric, and I'm loving the warm, I don't know what color you would call that, but it's ochre, ecru, I don't know, towards the mustard. And I think that color is perfectly suited with some of these. I've got a lot of white, but a lot of stitching to go in there. I've also got a piece of this fabric because now that I have learned so much from Fleur Woods, I'm thinking that I might start doing some floral painting. And I'm starting to look at these roses and fabrics in a new light. That's what I did before I went. This is what I've done since, and I'm thinking I'd like to make some flower patches with that. So as a joining bit. So we might cut some flowers out, and I'm not sure, will they all go around the, I'm not sure. And the other thing, I think I've told you that I've been so blessed with things that I've found, treasures. I do keep coming back to this braid and feel that somewhere that belongs on here. It's so tactile. And oh, this of course was from my country oppie trip. Little sequins and beads and divine stitching. And another thing is, when I was at the Fleur workshop, I was sitting beside the so kind Christine from Create and Craft with Christine, and she bought me a beautiful thing. In fact, I should show you. It's here sitting in a place of honor. When I went in, was it for the last day, on my table was this, and I couldn't believe it. And Christine had made me a nest, and it's got a little nest here with eggs, which is on a pin that I can move anywhere, but I've left it for the moment. Look at this for a beautiful button. She is so, has a wonderful eye. Look at that. But in the bottom of the nest was this beautiful beaded, and she did say, we were talking about our quilts that have lots of memories, and she said you might find a place for that on the Betty quilt. So I think I am going to find a place because you know that I've got my own jumper with the little gold beads everywhere, and I've been trying to balance out the blue of the quilt shop down here. So I'm going to use this beautiful beaded work from Christine and put some of that before I'm finished. It might be the last. Oh, look at even that. So it's like the layer upon layer. Oh, could that be beautiful? Beads over the vase underneath. Let me just pin that so I don't forget that as an idea. So it's like the beaded flowers are coming out of the basket. Okay, so as I said, I don't want to say sorry, it's so big. It's giving me so much joy to have it all together. And I am just going to keep sharing as it grows. So I think as of tomorrow, I have 20. We're having Thanksgiving on the 23rd. So I have like 22 days. So I won't update you all along, but it is time for me to sort of focus on giving as well as receiving and indulging my absolutely passionate new love for green and pink together, and my Melbourne collection and my Fleur needle book, and I've got crochet projects. I've got so much to do, and thanks to you, I'm going to keep sharing because I'm getting such lovely feedback. And I need to say welcome to my new subbies as well. Hang on to your seats. Kate's getting even wilder with her choices. Okay, so let's talk about this. I have this beautiful, now I better check where the hands are because again, I'm in my new nest. So beautiful blue butterfly, and I want to somehow grow Rachel's fabric up to the beige of this piece of, now it's very blue, do not worry. Did you notice that I've got a little bit of recycled very vintage over here that leads, oh that's very curly whirly, leads into this beading. So let's just have a play here. I have threaded, oh my gosh. So watch out too, I actually have had some requests for some cupcake pin cushions. That might be Friday fun, or who knows what I'll think of by Friday. But there's nests to be done. What one do I want to use this quite bright orange. So how is your making going? I love it when you tell me what you're working on, and I know quite a number are starting on Christmas gifts. It'll be the first time. I think I gave journals last year, so I was just thinking then, where am I up to? But we might do stitchy things. Oh, and I need to share, because I know quite a number of us do more than one crafty, arty thing. And I've been asked to, I don't know whether I've told you this before, so sorry if I have, but it's really getting real now. I am starting a Christmas collaboration, making a journal, and I've got all sorts of ideas, and I think I'm posting that for the first time next week, so early November. So I think probably what I'll do is I might even get to 2 videos on some days where I do my Christmas journaling and my stitching as well, but we will just see. So what I'm doing is going back to ye old random, just get this down. Which is nothing new, but I want to start blending this orange with all these colours around. So let's just do some big stitches here. To get it in place, and then let's do a bit of flower making. And probably I should share that I actually am trying to sort of gather bits as I go. I didn't want the quilt to be flat because it's going to be a textural experience for my mum as well, and I want her to run her fingers over the humps and the bumps and the bit of blanket and this bit of old quilt, the stitches. We'll have a laugh about my primary teacher who told me I had shark's teeth. So the other thing a few of you have said is that you're finding me encouraging you not to be perhaps as worried about things as you were before in terms of your stitching. Now, I'm not advocating that anyone does anything different to what they love doing, and this just happens to be me. I start somewhere and then my needle wanders off, and I've got big stitches, and then we're going to go over here because this is a variegate. I'm back to having some wool, and that's why I'm using this. So I'm sort of marking out some of these lines of the flower, not quite up to a split back stitch, but very much now trying to put my needle back in where it was. Oops, something just dropped. So back in and up here. We'll just go until the thread runs out. I did get a look at Rachel's Christmas fabric when I was at the Green Door the other day. It was so beautiful. I'm hoping I can get an order in and use it to complete my journal cover that I'm going to make, or several of them. But Judy was there with it and I just adored it. Such beautiful colours. All right, so there we are. So let's do, will we do this now or something else? Let's do this now. This is some yellow wool, I think from Fleur. And right in this centre, pull that through a little bit more, little stitch to start this off. Let's do some 3D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And through there. Glorious big French knots. Oh. Starting to get hot here, everyone. I don't want to be a complainer, but first touch of heat, 26 today, and humidity. And I was sharing with my son that I end up feeling like I'm a use a slug maybe. I'm good in the early morning and in the evening, but middle of the day in the heat, I do not particularly enjoy. I'm hoping you can appreciate this beautiful embroidery work there. Cross stitch, and now others, did I say this? Others may be using a hoop, but I'm not there yet. I have great hoops now that I've been with Fleur. Let's do 5 of these, so 1 more, 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there. I do hope you're stitching along or making something, or at least have a nice cool drink if it's hot, or a warm drink if it's cold with you. Okay, 5 of those. Oh, I was going to show you what I'm going to back this with. Oh, I've got the perfect thing, but we're probably a little way away from that. Okay, sorry, so just in the middle of that, it looks like a beautiful camellia that Mum always had in her yard. So I'm going to make some petals out of there and paint it. But before I do that, I need to, and I've got to keep checking because it's so beautiful and light here, I can't see what the time is. All right, what's next? I wanted to find just another gap where the blanket's showing. I pinned that through 2 layers. I want to say a special welcome to my new Melbourne friends who I got to spend time with at the Fleur workshop. It was just such a joy. See if I go flower over flower there. So this is my new awareness that well, I think I've started to segue into using how would I describe these? Flowers on fabric that are printed, but now because of the Fleur course, I'm not even having to paint these. I might leave this little green leaf on here just to see if we can go leaf to leaf, flower to flower. So we've got our flannelette sheet there. Oh, I think we can do it. I started doing that the other night. Can you see that? Some wool thread painting over that yellow flower, different fabric. So let's cover this gap. I still want to see a bit of the flannelette, which I can. Where's the green? I've turned it right round. Okay, pins. So we're going to pretend that this green is part of that fabric and that this white flower and yellow orange is going to join onto there, yep. And look at that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful big bright flower. See, all of a sudden I want to do that. So why don't we? There are no rules. I've got here, I had this threaded, it's variegated cotton, but it's not much pink on it, but let's start with that. And then I've got some wool, and then I want to do the center. So as I settle into this, I truly just want to say, and now what about you? And listen to your stories. So I'll give you a minute to think of one. What do I want to do? I want to go in there and up. I want to do just a stripe at the moment, an uneven stripe in this bold red. And yes, you can still see that little end, but I will stitch that in before. I should be thinking about being clever with my use of thread and not wasting it. So I'll go across there. Which was a bit silly, but we'll fix this up. I so wish you were here to feel this now. And I know you've probably had this joy yourselves many times, but to feel layer upon layer under my hand and to be thinking of Mum is just so special. This is my first time. Well, I've got my flower to flower one as well, which is large scale. So I'm sort of glad that I started this one because I'll get it finished first and I'll learn things for it. Okay, we're just going to go shooting around. I'm just remembering that this time last week I was still at the op shop. With the first of my treasures. Okay, you've got the hang there. I could fasten it up, but I can't. What I'm enjoying is not doing it all the way around anyway. So the flower will change colour. So that's a bit of red. Let's put some. Am I ready for Virginia's neon orange on it? What do I need to connect? It's a very bright yellow. So let's do some yellow in here. Or I've got my tangled up, which I'm quite fine with now. I've got some pink as well. Shall we do pink while we're here? Oh, up here. Let's do I will pull this one through and then bury it. These are sort of like a giant chain stitch just around the petals. Need to put my hands in a different position because that's not comfortable. Where am I? Can't pull in. Yeah. Up to here. And you'll be saying, Kate, that's so random. Which it is, but as I've learned on my Melbourne pieces, which I can't even see right now. Yeah, you can start and then layer and layer and layer over the top. I haven't done any more. I might do that tonight. We will see. Catching down that frayed edge. Oops, Fleur's scissors have just fallen in the bin, so they can't stay there, but I'll just keep plodding along here. Because it's such a pretty pink. And I was thinking, now, Katie, you're going to try and do all the flowers. And I thought, I can't. So it's going to be a mixed garden. Some it will be stitched and embellished, and others will just be visual. And depending on time, will depend on how much Cantha gets done. But I do like that. That's very reminded me of Frida Kahlo. Okay, that's come undone, and I'm not going to thread that up because I want to do now. I've decided that I'd like this wall with the red flower, because who knows what we're going to get. And a shorter needle. Oops. I've split the wool, which I didn't mean to do. No, I need to do that again. And in fact, I think I'd like to, I've learnt this, look at the colour of your variegated and whichever end you want to see first, thread the opposite. So let's have a look at this flower here. I know that's hanging. All right, let's go back in. See, this is what I'm enjoying doing at the moment. You never know what colour is going to come out, and you squeeze it in between. Love that orange. Go out here. Oh. Let's do, now here's a space, so let's do a few more of these orange ones in the same spot. And we'll get a bit of blue and go over here. Not quite yet, but it's coming. Like I couldn't even have planned that, but I think that's so unexpected, and next time you'll see it, there'll be layers and layers, and who knows what colour that flower will end up becoming. But there she is so far. So with that, let's just have a look at what we've started. So we've got this little piece here that is joining. So I think I'll definitely put colour over that white flower to join it over here. So it might end up being pale pink with a very vibrant yellow. Then we went over to this bit and we added some of Rachel's, and again you'll probably be thinking that doesn't suit, but I will blend that in, and in fact we might, who knows which way, but beautiful linen. And did we do anything else? I told you about that. I've got a little bit of a bouquet to put on there, and then yes, I'm going to explore making some sparkly garden. If I use it here, I'm going to use it in the top up here as well. Oh, as a corner piece. Look, endless ideas. I hope that you've enjoyed sharing with me my joy as I stitch with love, and it's just a mutual joy of giving, learning, and making. So until next time, please keep well. Thank you so much for your support of me and my little channel. This is Kate in the Nest. Bye for now.